welcome back to Let's Play Megaman Xtreme. In the last part we fought all the hard mode Mavericks, and now we're going into the final castle itself. Which is pretty much verbatim what it was in the original Super Nintendo game, actually. Though it also has my favorite remix in the game. I love the Sigma 1 remix so much. And as you can plainly see, due to my health, since this was the normal mode playthrough, I don't have all these hero abilities, I don't have the other weapons. I'm just pretty much as I was in normal mode. So I technically don't even have the final boss's main weakness, actually. So that's gonna be interesting. Also, I gotta say, for some reason the blue bots here get a lot more HP in this version of the game, because I don't recall them taking this many bullets in the original Super Nintendo game. Anyway, get the shotgun ice out because, well, this guy coming up here is weak to it. Hi, Zane. I've been waiting for you, X. You have no chance to win. Zane is almost the exact same fight that he was earlier. He only has one new attack, and that's after every three little things, after three jumps, he'll do his little spin attack. However, when he does that the second time, he'll actually move across the room. If you're playing hard mode, you'll actually fight Giemel here instead, and he uses his little glider thing instead. If you're playing the third difficulty, which I don't believe I mentioned yet, you fight them both in succession. Which, honestly, isn't that much harder. I'll get into what that third difficulty mode is in the credits. I can't believe this. And Zane's dead. That is the last reference to him ever. Care! X, you disgust me! Who are you? My name is Giemel. How dare you defeat my buddy? I'll get you later, remember! And that is... No, actually, no, that's not the last we hear of Giemel in the normal mode, but still. I think you would fight Giemel right here in the third difficulty. And they managed to bring this section in from the Super Nintendo game as well, where they have the little sensors, but thankfully, due to the Game Boy, not only system limitations, but memory limitations as well, it's very abridged. This little vertical section is actually much harder than the original Super Nintendo version, though, because we don't have the charged chameleon sting in order to make ourselves glow all the colors of the rainbow and be completely invincible. If you're playing hard mode, though, a rolling shield makes this place fairly easy. I really don't want to jump over there, but I think I'm gonna have to. Nope! Yeah! And we get metals. Ooh, live! As you can see, during my normal mode playthrough, I got quite a few lives when grinding up to fill my sub-tanks. And by the end of the game, I'm pretty much gonna have none of those. Oh boy. I actually really like this metal sprites for some reason. I'm not sure why. Anyway, it's time for the boss, who is weak against shotgun ice. Considering that what this stage is, I wonder who the boss could be. It's good old Bosspider. He works almost the exact same way as he did back in the original Mega Man X. He'll make these little pathways appear and he will follow them. Every time he encounters one, he will move along it. It's pretty much just a pattern reading game. Other than touch damage, his only attack are these two little spiders. Storm Tornado is really good for taking them out. But other than that, he's really easy. Though admittedly, he'll take longer in this playthrough because I don't have the Hadouken from X1. But oh well. Also, I really like the castle boss theme. I didn't mention it back in X1, but the castle got an entirely different boss theme, which I actually really like. At least I believe it got a unique battle theme. I might be thinking of one of the later X games, actually. Huh. Ah, well, I can't remember. But anyway, Bosspider goes down rather easily. By the way, I call this place a castle, but in reality it's actually called the core. Anyway, in between stages, you're actually sent back to the stage select and given an opportunity to save and such, but I'm going to be cutting past that and just bleeding into every level. And now we're in X Hunter Stage 3 from Megaman X2. And you might know by now that the X series has a tendency to have hidden little extras in it, like X1 had the Hadouken, X2 had the Shoryuken, X3 had not only the Zero Saber, but the Golden Armor, X4 had Ultimate Armors and such. This game's not alone. And we're going to be getting it in this stage. However, it's really hard to get in normal mode. Because we got these platforms returning from the original X Hunter 3 stage. And this will become much more annoying as we go on for reasons that you shall see. And by that I mean right around here. To get the special thing, we need to get this platform all the way up to the top of this hallway. If you're playing hard mode, you can charge up one of these special weapons in order to make it up much more easily. So, I'm kind of screwed when it comes to that. Especially when that platform gets in a place I can't press it, and because of such, I have to die. In my efforts to respawn it, I fail, so I must die. So yeah, lead this thing all the way up in the hall. This will actually take a couple minutes. Because this is really picky. I'm not sure what's wrong about it. I'm not sure if the platform hitboxes are bigger or if the moving platform hitbox is bigger than it actually is. Because as you'll notice if you're playing along, it'll get stuck on things very easily. I'll blame Game Boy limitations for that though, because I don't recall that happening in the original Super Nintendo version stage. And here's the really hard part, because as you can see, I could clearly make it through that, but for some reason the platform's saying, lol, no, not happening. I love you, Game Boy, but your limitations could get really annoying sometimes. Really good remix of this stage theme, though. Keep an eye out for this theme later in the series, actually, particularly in X6, because we'll be hearing it again. So really, once you get this thing in the precise angle, you should go right through the thing, and then jump on it, and climb the ladder. If you were playing the hard mode version of the stage, you could just climb up that entire vertical section, and then use the charged rolling shield in order to climb on those spikes. However, here, I have to do it the legitimate way. This section looks familiar, doesn't it? I'd recommend getting your speed burner out, and make sure you don't fall into the spikes. Release it here, so you don't get killed, and now we haven't that annoying air dash speed burner charge section from the original. However, since I have no air dash, I need to dash jump and hope I make it. And now just drift along the wall and you should find the hidden extra rather easily. Enter this capsule, X. I'll give you the Shotokan moves. Hadouken and Shoryuken. First, fully charge the energy by holding the B button. Then hold the up button and release the B button. You'll perform the famous Shoryuken. If you hold the down button and release the B button, you'll perform the powerful Hadouken. Remember that you can only perform these moves when you are on the ground. So yeah, the Hadouken and Shoryuken do in fact return. However, two things about them. First off, you can use them at any point. You don't need to have full health like you did in the original game, so that's pretty graceful. However, at the same time, they're not as powerful. They hurt, don't get me wrong, but they aren't one-hit kill moves. Well, mind you, even then, the Shoryuken was never a one-hit kill. It just did a lot of damage. And could hit multiple times within one attack, so it was insta-kill, essentially, actually. Anyway, we're at the boss. I'm going to use the Hadouken on him, because I don't think I have his weakness, but I'm looking that up right now, actually. But who is our boss this time? I recognize this platform arrangement. Ah, Serges! I remember you from X2. For some reason, even though it was Agile stage, they gave it to Serges. Not sure why. Let's see, Serges is weak against... Actually, no, we do have one of his weaknesses. He's one of the few weak bosses in the game that has two weaknesses. He's weak against either the Speed Burner or the Rolling Shield. So if you have either of those, you can go ahead and use them. The Hadouken does work wonders, though, because, I think the Hadouken does more damage than the weakness does, because, well, first off, also, you can't stand on the bottom of that platform anymore. I think the Hadouken does, yeah, it does 4 damage, whereas I think a weakness will do 3 in this version. In the first phase, all those cannons do different attacks, but none of them are really consequential, because as you can see with my armor, I'm taking barely any damage. And, once you get to this phase here, the balls just alternate what pattern they're gonna use, so it's not hard at all, honestly. I'm not sure what's easier, though, this or the original Super Nintendo fight. I will admit, though, I am somewhat instinctively trying to do the original way of doing the Hadouken. I try to do the quarter circle forward motion. But, oh well. Oh, that's another thing I don't have. Because I'm technically doing the normal mode castle, I don't have all 4 sub-tanks. So that kinda sucks. And at this point, I decided to break out the Speedburner because that's what he's weak to. Because the Hadouken just takes too long. Let's see, how many damage did that do? If I can hit him. You do have to hit his head, by the way, not his pod. I couldn't see how much damage it did. Either way, I still think the Hadouken did more. Alright, finally you're dead. See you in hell, Serges. I never really liked you as a boss fight. And with that, we're actually halfway through the castle. Only 2 stages left. And with that, I'm also going to need to end this off here. With a cutscene. X, finally. You can enter the core. Alright. I'm gonna go to the core. Okay then, that was anticlimactic. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and in part 4, I believe, no, part 5, we'll be heading into the final levels of the game. See you guys then.